the subject of converting your stock to cash as quickly as possible, there's something else that I want to cover with you, which is vitally important. Okay, now this is something that comes from the Property Investor Playbook. Okay, so for those of you that don't know my background, I spent many years working with organizations like Robert Kiyosaki, the Rich Dad Poor Dad organization, or the Rich Dad organization, should I say, Martin Roberts from Homes Under the Hammer, Robbie Fowler, the footballer, and we were teaching people how to start, grow, and build their own property portfolio. Okay, and one of the key things where deals fell apart was because they relied upon old school solicitors, or where a seller said, yeah, don't worry, I'm going to use my solicitor who, I last dealt with 30 years ago when I bought this house. And there tends to be this whole idea of going back to these old school solicitors that don't really understand how to move a deal forward and progress it as fast as possible. And I'm saying that with a whole lot of love and respect, because I understand, times have changed. And sometimes it needs solicitors to step up to the plate and, make a commitment to serving their client at the highest possible level in order to get the deals done as quickly as possible. And one of the biggest areas where I see estate agents letting their clients down unintentionally is by not controlling both sides of the deal. Now, as far as WiggyWam is concerned, one of the biggest bottlenecks that we're trying to address in the process is to get the time to exchange down to 6 weeks or less. And the only way you can do that is by having a competent solicitor acting on for both the buyer and the seller. All right. And that requires you to enter into the sales process of selling to both the buyer and the seller a competent solicitor who's going to handhold them through the deal and get things done as quickly as possible. Because the number one reason sales fall through is because of heightened anxiety, fear, uncertainty, stress around the entire process. Because let's be honest, nobody really knows what conveyancers do. It's kind of this dark art that goes on in the background, and unfortunately all we know is that we need a conveyancer or a solicitor to transact the deal, but we don't really know what we're getting for our money, right? That's how most buyers and sellers think. And if I ask most estate agents what conveyancers do, they'll be able to give me the headlines, but they won't be able to give me the absolute nuts and bolts of what a conveyancer does, which is fair enough because it's not your job, right? But with respect, it is your job to understand exactly how you can fast track this for your clients. So you have to control both sides of the deal in order for you to get paid. And this isn't manipulation. This is not doing anything dodgy in any way, shape or form. You're actually serving both the buyer and the seller in a comprehensive way, because you are enabling them to have competent people working on the deal so that it can go through within a period of 6 weeks or less. Okay, and that's one of the things that we offer as far as WiggyWam is concerned, which is what we call our conveyancing concierge service, so that you can convert your stock to cash as quickly as possible.